wrapping up our Viking factions, let's take a look at East Engle. As we've seen in the past with factions next to each other, East Engle will share a vast majority of units with Northumbria. Where Northumbria has more spears, East Engle will have more axemen. Your generals are the same, with elite sword warlords companions, a very powerful range-soaking unit with great offensive capabilities, and royal huscarls, a melee damage-heavy axe infantry unit with massive charge stats and morale. You have Levy Curl, Feared, and Danelaw spears to work with, and while cheap, they do not have great morale, armor, and melee stats. Again, with Northumbria, you have a very decent sword infantry line, as even your retinue sword herdmen have decent melee damage, shield, and morale. Upgrading to your Danelaw mailed swordsman, and you've got excellent armor and melee damage to work with. Look to employ more swords than spears to keep you on your front line. Axe infantry is East Engle's strong suit, more so than Northumbria. While having the same variety of both low tier to crazy insane axemen as most of the Viking related factions, East Engle features their Anglian line of retinue axemen, with stats high enough to be comparable to shield biters, having high melee skill, melee damage, with a lot of armor piercing power, shield armor, and high morale. Bow infantry again is not something to shy away from with East Engle. Their armored and Danelaw mailed archers have a lot going for them, with more armor than a lot of spear and sword units. Combined with guerrilla deployment and snipe traits, you can put these guys in some riskier situations and they'll do alright. Their skirmishers can be put in the same situations. They have a high shield value, and their high missile damage and accuracy ensures that their shots will fly true and cause some damage. Not only that, but should they come under fire, they'll be able to hold out until they reach their enemies. Moving on to melee cav, East Engle shares the same line as their counterparts, with scouts showing some pretty low stats aside from shields, and their Thane, Jarl, and Danelaw mailed horsemen upgrading to nicely padded melee stats, armor, and morale. East Engle might play different than Northumbria, but not much. Considering that the sword line has better stats across the board than spears, look to deploy more of them. You have a better variety of shielded axemen, which can lend to a lot of offensive or defensive playstyles. And of course your ranged are built to stand longer than most factions, and your horsemen can definitely hold up well enough in a fight without melting. That's all for East Engle, and that's all for the Viking factions.